Before he turned 19, he won everything, but somehow he wasn't the first pick in the NBA draft. 6 years and many records later, Luka Dončić is one of the most talented basketball players ever.
My basketball journey has been a lot of fun. I've always had a ball in my hand.
In this video, we'll analyze the amazing talent of Luka Magic and tell the unlikely story of how a kid from Slovenia became one of the biggest stars in the NBA.
Luka is for real now.
Luka's father, Sasha Dončić, was a professional basketball player in Slovenia, so Luka grew up around the game. He wasn't even old enough to talk when he first saw his father play live.
Well, my father played, so I was always in contact with basketball. Every time he had a game in the halftime or before the game, I was going to shoot. Even if I couldn't hit the rim because I was like 3 years old.
And at the age of 5, Luka was already regularly playing basketball. By the age of 8, he went to his first real basketball practice, which lasted precisely 16 minutes. That was all it took for his coach to realize that Luka was miles ahead of everybody in his age group. So he moved him up to play with the 12-year-olds. However, even that wasn't a real challenge for Dončić. After a few practices, the coaches gathered to talk about the young phenom and decided to move Luka from the basketball school to Olympia's club team, intended for the most serious athletes.
Since I was 7, I always watched basketball, played basketball, so it was just something from the first moment.
For the first few years, Luka wasn't that dominant and often played a complementary role, never leading a team in scoring. Because he was 3 years younger than everybody and his feet had grown ahead of his body, he was sometimes clumsy and couldn't always do what he wanted on the court. But ultimately, this helped him develop his basketball IQ and his fighting spirit. Even though the age gap affected how his teammates related to him off the court, treating him like a younger brother, Luka refused to be treated that way on the court and never allowed anybody to bully him. The first time Luka played with kids his age was when he was 13 during an international under-13 tournament in Rome. Luka was 5'11" at the time, and his basketball skills and IQ were far ahead of any 13-year-old in the world. He ran circles around defenders, made no-look passes, and sank silky smooth jumpers. In the final game of the tournament, Dončić scored a 54-point triple-double, leading his team to a 104-76 victory, and was awarded the tournament MVP, averaging 34 points per game. Luka was so dominant that every youth scout in Europe was amazed. And suddenly, the secret was out. He became the most sought-after 13-year-old athlete in Europe, not just in basketball. 6 months later, he left his parents and moved to Real Madrid, which was a very risky move at the time.
I had to leave all my family, all my friends, the school I was there, everything, so...
He was mature as a child also, but if you go away from home with 13 years old, you become very mature. So this helped him to develop in basketball.
It was really tough. I didn't know nobody. Actually, I almost didn't speak English.